The egg that taught Nigeria's richest poultry farms how to never go broke. What if I told you the most profitable chicken in Nigeria is not on a farm? It is in the head of a woman in Ibadan who wakes up at 4 a.m., counts her crates, and whispers, "God, make them no die today." Right now, thousands of unemployed youths, retirees on Social Security, and side hustlers are rushing to start poultry business. They build pens, buy day-old chicks, post on WhatsApp, and 6 months later they are selling their cages as scrap. Not because Nigerians stopped eating eggs, but because they sold chickens when the market was begging for certainty. Nigeria's biggest poultry farms, like Chi Farms, Animal Farms, Sebrer Hatchery, Zartek, and Animal Care, do not sell eggs and meat. They sell peace of mind to Mama Sikira, predictability to the bakery that needs 200 eggs daily, and profit to the frozen food vendor who cannot afford rejection at the port of entry. If you are an entrepreneur, underemployed, or trying to turn your idea into income, this is part 1 of how poultry giants find the real customer before they buy the first chick. Part 1. Do not sell to Nigerians. Sell to the person who wakes up afraid. Forget Nigeria has 200 million people. That sentence has killed more agri-businesses than bird flu. Chi Farms does not target Nigerians. They target Alhaji Danjuma in Kano, who loses 30% of broilers every December because of heat, and Chef Kemi in Lekki, whose cake orders get cancelled if egg yolks are pale. That is the secret. The customer is not a population. The customer is a problem with a pulse. What other companies do? The build pen. Pray for buyer method. Company X builds a 50 bird farm in Ogun State. They raise fine broilers. At week 6, they start calling restaurants. Restaurants say, "We already have supplier." Hotels say, "Your birds are too big." Market women say, "We want live, not frozen." Company X slashes price. They still lose money. Why? They raise chickens for the market. But the market does not have a phone number. What top poultry farms in Nigeria do? The pain first method. Before Emil Farm expands broiler production, they ask, who is already losing money because they cannot get hardy birds that survive village conditions? Answer: rural households who buy exotic chicks that die in week 2. So Emil created broiler, a dual-purpose bird that scavenges, survives, and still lays. They did not invent a chicken. They solved a funeral. Here are the first 3 of 8 principles Nigeria's leading poultry farms use to identify potential customers and test products. We will finish the 8 in part 2. Principle 1. Start with the mortality, not the menu what it means. Top farms do not ask, what do people want to eat? They ask, what death is costing my customer money right now? How poultry farms apply it. Animal Care Services discovered that smallholder farmers lose chicks because of poor vaccines and heat stress. So they did not just sell feed. They bundled vaccines, technical visits, and heat-tolerant breeds. Their customer was not farmers. It was farmer who buries 200 chicks every cycle, and is one bad batch away from quitting. Compare. Company Y launches organic eggs for health-conscious families in Abuja. Beautiful brand. But they never ask why the kiosk owner in Naya refuses organic eggs. Answer: regular supply and size variation. She gets insulted when customers say, this one too small. Chi Farm solved that with graded, sorted, date-stamped crates. Same egg. Different pain solved. Your lesson: find the death in your customer's process. Birds dying? Profit dying? Time dying. If nothing is dying, nothing is urgent. And if it is not urgent, they will not pay. Principle 2. Segment by the buyer's buyer. What it means: the person giving you money often is not the end user. Poultry giants designed for the customer's customer. How poultry farms apply it. Zartek does not just think, restaurant. They think the restaurant's customer who will tweet a bad review if the chicken is tough. So Zartek breeds broilers for tender meat at 6 weeks, not 8. They also sort by size because fast food chains need uniform pieces. The chef is the buyer. The Instagram customer is the real boss. Compare. Company Z sells fresh eggs to supermarkets. They pack mixed sizes. But the baker needs 60-gram eggs for cake recipe consistency. When his cake flops, he blames the eggs and switches supplier. Top farms sell Baker S grade at table grade separately. Same hen, different buyer S buyer. Each lesson. Ask your customer, who will shout at you if my product fails? Design for that person. That is your real customer. Principle 3. Test with cash, not compliments. What it means. Leading farms do not trust I will buy when ready. They trust, I just paid for 50 crates weekly. How poultry farms apply it. 4 Chi farms rolled out frozen chicken nationwide. They ran depot pilots. They stocked 100 cartons in one cold room in Abba. No adverts. They told 3 Bucateria owners, first 2 weeks, special price. Rule, retailer must pay cash, not credit. After 2 weeks, Chi checked. Did the retailer use her own money to restock? If yes, scale. If no, fix. Compare. Company egg gives free samples to 100 hotels. Chefs say, very nice. Launch month, 2 orders. Why? Free does not prove demand. Cash proves demand. A Mo farm uses agent networks. Agents only earn when farmers reorder. No reorder, no income. That is real testing. Your lesson. Your test is not, they like it. Your test is, will they pull Naira from their wrapper to buy it again next week, without you calling? 3 mistakes other companies make in poultry. 1. Had the fall in love with the bird, not the buyer. They brag, our broilers are 3 kilograms in 6 weeks. But the Suya man wants 4 kilograms birds because bigger ones do not roast evenly. Top farms ask first, grow second. 2. They confuse access with acceptance. Getting your eggs into ShopRite is not winning. If they expire on the shelf, ShopRite will not call you back. Chi Farms trains merchandisers to rotate stock. Access without movement is debt. 3. They scale sickness. Once they hit 1,000 birds, they borrow to build 10, 0 capacity. Then disease wipes them out. A Mo farm scales health protocols before scaling birds. They would rather grow slow and alive than big and dead. Lessons learned. You can use tomorrow. 1. Your customer is not everybody who eats chicken. It is the caterer who loses contracts when supply fails. Find that person. 2. A buyer's buyer signs your paycheck. If the end consumer complains, your buyer will switch. Design backwards from the complaint. 3. Free samples get you friends. Paid restocks get you a business. Do not count applause. Count transfers. In part 2, we will cover the next 5 principles poultry giants use. How they use mortality data to create feed, why hatcheries test with village women at 5 m, how they price for bad market day, and why the best farms kill products fast. Because here is the truth. Nigeria does not have a food problem. It has a certainty problem. The farmer who solves certainty eats, even when feed prices rise. Want part 2 plus my poultry test card to validate your idea with 5,000 Naira. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Every week I break down Nigerian agri-giants into steps you can use even if you are starting in your backyard. Hit subscribe now. Part 2 drops next, and we are turning your poultry idea into a product people prepay for. See you inside. The billion Naira secret, hiding in your kitchen cabinet. Part 2. In Part 1 we met Mrs. Adebayo. We learned 3 things. Start with the pan, segment by struggle, and test with Naira. You saw how Flora Mills of Nigeria, FMN, finds a customer before they find a factory. But here is the part nobody tells unemployed graduates and side hustlers. The first sale is the easiest sale. The real war starts the next morning, when Mrs. Adebayo asks, why should I buy this again, when NEPA just took light, and my pot is different? FMN built Golden Penny into a household name because they do not celebrate the first buy. They obsess over the second, third, and 300th buy. That is what turns a product into a pantry staple. This is part 2. If you are underemployed, building something from your room, or on Social Security trying to ideate, these next 5 principles are your mat from one customer that cannot keep it on the shelf. Part 2. From one buy to brand loyalty, how FMN turns feedback into fortune. FMN does not have a marketing department. They have thousands of mini R&D labs called markets. Every kiosk, every bakery, every mama put is a lab. Here is how they use it. Principle 4. Co-create with the gatekeepers. What it means: a person who eats your food is important. A person who will be blamed if it flops is more important. How FMN applies it. When FMN wanted to grow golden penny pasta, they did not target teenagers. They targeted the National Association of Nigerian Caterers and Wedding Food Vendors. Why? If a caterer trusts your spaghetti to feed 400 guests without sticking, she will order 20 cartons in one day. One gatekeeper equals to 100 end users. FMN gave them bulk packs to test during real events. The caterers said, "It must not break when we stir with big turning sticks." FMN adjusted the formulation. Today, golden penny is the default at many parties. For flour, FMN works with the Master Bakers Association. They ask, "How many loaves should one bag give you to make profit?" The bakers answer, "FMN engineers the flour to hit that number." The baker is not a customer. He is a partner. Compare. Company B launches premium tomato paste and runs Instagram ads to mothers. But they never spoke to E. Alata in mile 12, who decides what the whole street cooks with. She tastes it once, says, "Oi in bo taste," and 10 families never touch it again. Company B spent on influencers. FMN spent on gatekeepers. Your lesson. Ask, who loses face if my product embarrasses the user? A school food vendor, a wedding planner, a barber who sells snacks to clients? Find that person. Let them break your product before your customer does. Principle 5. Follow the waste. What it means. Your next product is hiding in your customer's dustbin. How FMN applies it. FMN teams walked through rice farms in Kebbi and saw heaps of rice husk and bran. Farmers burned it. Waste. FMN turned it into golden penny animal feed. Same with maize. The parts humans do not eat became feed for poultry. That is a whole business line built from trash. Another example. As students told FMN, they throw away golden penny noodles seasoning because it is too peppery. Instead of arguing, FMN launched chicken noodles, mild, and sold the extra hot seasoning separately. Waste became SKU. Compare. Companies makes fresh juice. They throw away pineapple peels and cores daily. A competitor now dries those peels and sells pineapple fiber tea. Companies see it as still arguing about 100% natural on the label, while money rots behind their factory. Your lesson. Visit your customer after they have used your product. What is left? Peel, shaft, residue, broken pieces, unused sachets? That leftover is unmet demand. Solve it. Principle 6. Price for the pocket, not the ego. What it means. FMN does not ask, "What is this worth?" They ask, "What can she pay on the day an EPA bill and school fees land together?" How FMN applies it. Golden penny, Semovita comes in 1 kilogram for the salary earner, 5 kilograms for the small family, 10 kilograms for the canteen, and 50 kilograms for the buketeria. Massavita exists so if money is tight this week, the customer trades down within FMN, not out to a rival. Golden penny sugar has sachets 40 vendors and 50 kilograms for bottling companies. No one is left behind. Compare. Company D launches organic artisan honey at 2,000 naira for a small jar. Their pitch, health is priceless. Reality. The average Nigerian spends less than 800 naira per month on spreads. Company D calls it brand positioning. FMN calls it unsold inventory. Your lesson. Create 3 price points before you design your logo. If a bad market day would make your customer abandon you, your price is poetry, not business. Principle 7. Test in the chaos. What it means. Your clean kitchen is not the country. Nigeria is heat, hard water, impatient cooks, and power cuts. How FMN applies it. Whole golden penny margarine was stored in open kiosks in Kano for 2 days during hot season. If it separated, back to the lab. Golden penny sugar was tested with borehole water in Maiduguri, tap water in Lagos, and rainwater in Nugu. If it clumped, reformulate. Golden penny noodles are deliberately overcooked and undercooked in tests because students do both. Compare. Company ES makes instant pap. In their lab it is smooth with filtered water and a whisk. In real life, Mama Ngozi uses a local wooden spoon and well water. It is lumpy. She never buys again. Company E blames uneducated consumers. FMN blames themselves. Your lesson. List the 3 worst ways your product could be used or stored. No fridge. Wrong pot. Kids cooking it. Test those first. If it survives chaos, it will thrive in calm. Principle 8. Build a feedback loop, not a suggestion box. What it means, FMN does not wait for complaints. They hunt them. How FMN applies it. Every golden penny distributor has a WhatsApp line to FMN's regional managers. Activation teams do monthly market storms asking traders, what are customers saying? Which pack is sleeping? If 3 traders in Abba say the spaghetti breaks too easily, that feedback hits production in days, not quarters. FMN knows silence is the most expensive feedback. If the customer is quiet, she is already gone. Compare. Company F prints call us on their chin-chin pack. Nobody calls. They think it means success. 6 months later, orders stop. Why? The customer did not call. She just switched. FMN would have been in that market, asking, before the switch happened. Your lesson. Do not set up a suggestion box. Set up a we are coming to you system. Call 5 customers who bought last month. Ask, what small thing I need you? Fix it before you scale. 3 more mistakes other companies make. 1. They copy the product, not the process. They see golden penny noodles winning and copy the shape, color, and ad style. But they did not copy the 2 years FMN spent with boarding school matrons and market women. So their noodles cook wrong. FMN's advantage is not flour. It is field work. They launch where it is easy, not where it is true. New brands love to launch in Lekki because there is money. FMN launches in Onisha main market or Sabangari Kano. If you win where customers have endless options and tight pockets, you have proven the product. Easy markets give fake confidence. 3. They think brand is packaging. They spend on shiny labels before they have repeat buyers. FMN's early Fleur bags were plain. But bakers knew, one noti fail. Brand was built on consistency, not colors. Today Company G has beautiful bottles in 0 restocks. Lessons learned. You can use this week. 1. Gatekeepers are growth. Win the caterer, win the wedding, win the baker, win the street. FMN never forgets who holds the keys. 2. Waste is a whisper. Your customer's trash is telling you what to build next. FMN built feed mills from what others burned. 3. Chaos is the real quality control. If your product needs perfect light, perfect water, and perfect patience, you do not have a product for Nigeria. You have a lab experiment. You now have all 8 principles. In part 3, I will give you the 1-page FMN test card you can use to validate any idea in 14 days. I will also break down the major FMN product that failed and the brutal lesson they learned that you must avoid. Because here is the truth. You do not need FMN's factory to think like FMN. You need their discipline. And discipline is free. Want part 3 sent to you first? Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Every week I turn case studies like Olam Agri, FMN, and Dangote into step-by-step playbooks for entrepreneurs, job seekers, and anyone building with small capital. Hit subscribe now and let us turn your idea into the next thing Mrs. Adebayo cannot cook without. See you in part 3. The one question that separates poultry farms that feed nations from those that feed scrap dealers. Part 3. You have found the farmer who buries chicks every cycle. You have sold her 50 birds and she came back for 100. Now comes the question that kills most poultry dreams. If I travel for 2 weeks, will this business still feed people, or will it feed vultures? Nigeria's top poultry farms like Chi Farms, Zartek, Amo Farm, and Animal Care did not scale because they had more pens. They'll scale because they built systems that sell eggs at 5 a.m., collect cash by noon, and keep birds alive even when the manager is sleeping. This is part 3. It is where we move from I sold to it sells itself. If you are unemployed, underemployed, or using Social Security to fund your next idea, this is your blueprint for turning one loyal customer into a repeatable business. Part 3. From First Crate to Forever Contract. How Poultry Giants Build Businesses That Outlive Their Founders. Company. Why celebrates when a hotel buys 20 crates once? Chi Farms celebrates when that hotel signs a 6-month supply contract with penalties for missed delivery. One is hope. The other is a system. Here is how you build the system using the last 5 principles Nigeria's leading poultry farms live by. Principle 4. Co-create with the gatekeepers. What it means. The person who eats the egg is not your most important customer. The person who will be fired if the egg flops is. How poultry farms apply it. A Mo farm did not just sell Noither birds to rural families. They trained mother units, women leaders in villages who raise chicks for 4 weeks, then distribute to households. If birds die, the mother unit loses face in the community. So Amoko created with them heat-tolerant breeds, vaccination schedules, and buyback guarantees. The mother unit became Amo's extension team. For commercial farms, Chi Farms sits with bakery associations. Bakers say, we need 60-gram eggs or our cake formula fails. Chi Farms then grades and packs bakery grades separately. The baker is the gatekeeper. Win him, and you win 200 caterers he influences. Compare. Company B launches premium organic eggs and markets to gin bros on Instagram. But they never met the canteen manager at a construction site who feeds 300 workers. He buys by crate price and breakage rate, not by organic. Top farms sell him egg crates with reinforced trays. Gatekeeper solved. Your lesson. Ask, who will be insulted if my birds die or my eggs break? That person is your gatekeeper. A school feeding vendor, a hospital dietitian, a supermarket quality control officer. Find them. Design with them. Principle 5. Follow the waste what it means. Your next product is inside what your customer throws away. How poultry farms apply it. Zartec noticed that after processing broilers, they had tons of feathers, heads, and blood. Waste. They partnered to turn it into fish feed and fertilizer. Animal Care saw that small farms dump litter every cycle. They now train farmers to compost it and sell it as organic manure, creating new income for the farmer and loyalty for Animal Care. On the consumer side, Top Farms saw that liquid egg waste from cracked eggs in transit was thrown away. Now they sell liquid egg to bakeries and mayonnaise factories. Waste became a SKU. Compare. Company C runs a 20 bird farm. Every cycle, they burn manure and feathers. Meanwhile, vegetable farmers next door buy fertilizer from Lagos. Company C is sitting on money and calling it your lesson. Spend one day at your customer as dump site. What is left after they use your product? Cracked eggs, manure, offcuts, feathers, water from washing pens. That is your next revenue line. Principle 6. Packs for the pocket, not the pride. What it means. Top farms do not price based on cost plus ego. They price based on what can she pay on the day her child's school fees are due. How poultry farms apply it. Chi Farms sells eggs in crates, half crates, and 6-packs. A Mo farm sells day-old chicks, 4-week, brooded birds, and point of lay. Why? Because the woman in the village cannot pay for 100 day-old chicks and risk them dying. But she can pay for 10 4-week birds that are already strong. The farm would rather you trade down within their product line than trade out to a competitor. For broilers, Zartec offers economy birds at 1-2 kilograms for fast food joints that need quick turnaround, and premium birds at 2 kilograms for hotels. Same farm, different pockets. Compare. Company D launches keto free-range eggs at 2,000 naira per dozen. Their target, health-conscious elites. Reality. The mama put that feeds 40 people daily and eats 50 eggs for 1,500 naira. Company D calls it premium. The mama calls it, not Fumi. Your lesson. Build 3 price points before you build your pen. If fuel goes up or feed spikes, can your customer still buy from you? If not, your price is a wish. Principle 7. Test in the chaos. What it means. Your farm with borehole, vaccine fridge, and trained staff is not Nigeria. Nigeria is heat, fake drugs, NEPA failure, and transport delays. How poultry farms apply it. Before releasing a new breed, a Mo farm gives it to village farmers with no electricity and tests it during hot season. If it survives on kitchen waste and rainwater, it passes. Animal Care tests vaccines by storing them in market kiosks without power for 48 hours. If potency drops, reformulate. Key Farms tests frozen chicken by leaving it in a tricycle for 3 hours in Kano heat. If it thaws and refreezes badly, packaging changes. Compare. Company develops a high-yield layer that works perfectly in a control pen with automated fans. They sell to a farmer in Nasarawa with no light. Birds die at week 10. Company blames bad management. Top farms blame themselves and redesign. Your lesson. List the 3 worst conditions your product will face. No light. Adulterated feed. Untrained handler. Test there. If it lives there, it will thrive anywhere. Principle 8. Build a feedback loop, not a suggestion box. What it means. Top farms do not wait for complaints. They hunt them daily. How poultry farms apply it. Animal Care has technical sales reps who visit farms weekly. They do not sell. They ask, how many died? What color was the droppings? Any cough? That data goes straight to R&D. Chi Farms has a toll-free line on every crate, but the real system is their depot managers. If 3 canteens in Ibadan's yolks are to pale this month, feed formulation is checked within days. A Mo farm uses agents. Agents only get paid when farmers reorder. So agents become feedback machines because their income depends on it. Compare. Company F. Prince call us for support on their feedback. No one calls. 6 months later, farmers switch brands. Why? Farmers do not call. They just move. Silence is the most expensive feedback. Your lesson. Do not wait for calls. Call 5 customers who bought last month. Ask, what one thing frustrated you, even small. Fix that before you run ads. 3 more mistakes other companies make in poultry. 1. They copy the bird, not the business model. They see Noiler and breed a village chicken too. But they did not copy IMO's mother unit system, buyback scheme, or vaccination support. So their birds die and farmers say, this Noiler is fake. IMO's moat is not genetics. It is the ecosystem. 2. They launch in the city, not the cycle. New farms love to supply Lagos hotels because they pay well. But hotels pay in 60 days and demand credit. Top farms first lock market women who pay cash daily. Cash flow beats clout. FMN taught us. Own the street before the city. 3. They think brand is the logo on the crate. They design beautiful crates before proving mortality rate. Top farms know the brand is her birds did not die. A farmer will carry eggs in an old carton if she trusts a source. Brand is what she tells her neighbor at the well, not what is printed. Lessons learned. You can apply this week. 1. Gatekeepers are your growth team. If the mother unit trusts you, the village trusts you. If the bakery association trusts you, the wedding industry trusts you. 2. Waste is your R&D budget. Stop burning manure. Stop dumping cracked eggs. Ask, who needs this? Someone does. 3. Chaos is your quality certificate. If your birds survive a farmer with no training and no light, you have a product. If they only survive in your demo farm, you have a science project. You now have all 8 principles. 1. Start with the mortality. 2. Segment. By the buyer's buyer. 3. Test with cash. 4. Co-create with gatekeepers. 5. Follow the waste. 6. Price for the pocket. 7. Test in the chaos. 8. Build a feedback loop. Your 14-day poultry test card. 1. Name the human who is losing money today. 2. Write their pain in their words. 3. Get 10 strangers to pay twice. 4. Expose it to the worst condition. 5. Get the gatekeeper's signature. If you cannot fill it, do not build the pen yet. If you can, you do not have a poultry idea. You have a poultry business. This is where we go deeper. In 2 and 3 gave you the map, But maps do not walk. You do. On my YouTube channel, I show you how to talk to hatcheries, how to negotiate with feed mills, how to design a village agent system with 0 Naira, and how to use 10, 0 Naira to test like Chi farms. Because Nigeria does not need more chicken. Nigeria needs more certainty. And certainty is built one crate, one gatekeeper, one chaos test at a time. Subscribe to my YouTube channel now. Every week we turn Nigerian agri-giants into step-by-step playbooks for people starting with small capital. The next farmer who will not sleep because of mortality is already out there. The question is, will she buy from you, or from the person who watched this series and acted?